Processing procedures for white tea are simple, thus white tea contains the most natural flavor. White tea is slightly fermented. Tender buds with white fuzz are plucked, without roasting and kneading. Neither procedures to prevent oxidation of tea polyphenols for producing green tea, nor process to boost oxidation to produce black tea will be opted. Just scatter tea leaves and bake them with fire slowly to keep pico on buds. White tea of good quality are covered with silvery fuzz just like being wrapped with snow. Use boiling water of 90 degrees Celsius to brew white tea. After 45 seconds of infusion, soup of light sweetness with floating leaves become clearly yellow. What are the procedures to produce white tea? Fruiting City is renowned as a producing and commerce area of white tea. Fruiting white tea is famous worldwide. Around Tomb Sweeping Day, all sorts of new teas are sold in the market, including white tea. This is the busiest season for tea artisans. Harvest, process, and commerce will all be finished in just 1 month. Tea farmers are busy plucking tea buds, tea artisans are busy processing tea leaves. Mr. Zheng Yunxiang hasn't had a sound sleep within a whole week while time is flying. He purchases tea in the daytime, processes tea at night. He has to compete with time to produce qualified white tea. The standard for producing white tea is 1 leaf with 1 bud or 2 leaves with 1 bud. According to various grades of tea plants and varied plucking periods, processed white tea can be categorized into 4 standards from top silver needle, white peony tea and tribute eyebrow. Silver needle is produced from only 1 bud plucked from a tea shoot. Due to choice of only 1 bud, silver needle is the most precious product. Hairy buds are white as silver needles, so elegant, with light aroma, light yellow liquid and fresh taste. White peony is processed through the standard of 1 bud with 1 leaf or 2 leaves. When you brew white peony tea, green leaves accompany white hairy bud just like a peony flower blooming halfway.
Artisan of white teas in Yinshan. This whole tea plant can only produce 1 little tender bud as raw material for silver needle. It's toil. When you pluck 1 bud with 1 leaf to produce white peony, you can get 10 or 20 kilograms per day. Buds for silver needle can only be 1 or 2 kilograms.
Subtropical maritime monsoon climate makes springs in Fujian province rainy as an advantage for the growth of tea plants. However, tea masters should be very careful after plucking. Quality of leaves without root is susceptible to change.
A lot of moisture can hinder the quality of white tea.
This spring is a little bit warmer when tea leaves are plucked. High temperature will boost the growth of tea, thus we need more procedures to fulfill the standard. It will be arduous toil.
Lights are glittering at night. Masters of fooding white tea begin their busiest schedule right now.
Bring all of them down. We must guarantee the flavor, the color of tea liquid. If you don't begin the process in time, there will be a gap that we have to hurry up.
During the harvest season, fresh tea leaves are purchased. Moisture in tea leaves will boost chemical reaction. If the withering by spreading leaves on a utensil isn't in time, there will be a loss.
If the process is delayed, tea leaves get fermented naturally, thus the taste will be the same like black tea. It will get fermented and reddish naturally while they're piled up. You will get the taste of black tea.
The process for white tea looks simple, but is full of mysteries. The fresh taste is from withering. The process of withering is to scatter tea leaves evenly. Stems and leaves will wither. Water in fresh tea leaves gradually decline. In the meantime, tea leaves start to slowly change in appearance. There are two methods. One is outdoor withering under sunshine. The other is indoor withering. If the natural condition is not ideal, the temperature should be increased indoors. The indoor temperature should be between 25 to 35 degrees Celsius to increase efficiency and shorten the period of withering and drying. The withering process is not simply drying. The concentration of leaf cells fluid is altered. All kinds of enzymes are inactivated to form unique flavor of white tea. The withering will last 30 hours. Leaves are in the chrysalis transforming into fragrant tea. Temperature is the catalyst. Zheng Yunxiang must check it again and again, adjust the heat according to the fragrance. A tiny mistake will ruin everything. After withering, the upper limit of the quality of white tea has been determined. A long period makes the taste of white tea more fragrant.
Brought from the withering room, tea leaves seems to be dry. But in fact it is not completely dry. We will retain 10 to a dozen% of water in leaves. The water contained in leaves must be distributed evenly. Thus some good aroma will appear. Every 2 hours, we will smell fragrance, measure the dryness, and most importantly, to taste tea by ourselves. We start drinking tea from the half-finished product.
Tea cultivation period is as few as a few days or as many as 10 days according to natural conditions. Once tea aroma reaches its peak, it is necessary to reduce the moisture through drying to maintain aroma. Drying process is completed by baking. Traditional process mostly uses roasting utensil and charcoal fire. This is another important process besides withering, which determines the final quality of white tea. Baking emphasizes relatively low temperature and slow roasting. By the heat of charcoal fire, the taste of white tea is more mellow, delectable, soft, and the quality has been sublimated after hard toil of several days and nights. Tea masters can finally taste tea produced by themselves. White tea is produced in Fuding City, Jinghe County, and Zhejiang County of Fujian Province, Wuhan City of Hubei Province, Jinggu Dai, and Autonomous County of Yunnan Province. It embodies the profound accumulation of wisdom of thousands tea people for hundreds of years. It uses the simplest process to perfectly interpret the most fresh and natural fragrance.